I'll try it anyway. Alright, just coming off the west levee of the Mississippi River, very close to Kaskaskia, Illinois, on a very bumpy gravel road, but it'll turn into pavement soon. I'm trying to find a stable place for my camera. So, that's what's going on with that. Driving around, looking almost directly to the sun here. I don't know if it's going to work or if it's too jiggly. Again, once we get on pavement, it might get a little bit better here. Talk about a rural area. If you dislike people, then have we got a town for you. Come to Kaskaskia, Illinois. Now, from the tiny amount of research I've done, Kaskaskia was the first territorial capital of Illinois. And going back even a little further, it was sort of like a British outpost pre-Revolutionary War, post-7 Years' War, also known as the French and Indian War, when British defeated France. All the territory of what would have then been New France. Great Britain set up a base camp, a fort, a town, a trading post along this point along the Mississippi River. Now at that time, Mississippi River took a large bend to the west. So at that time, we're on pavement now. At that time, Kaskaskia was on the east bank of the Mississippi River. During the Revolutionary War, a guy named Roger Scott Clark, or something along those lines, don't quote me on that, led a group of about 200 men all the way from Virginia to the Illinois Territory, whatever you call it, captured the town, which cut off a lot of the British trade. They were eventually going to use it as a base to attack Detroit, but that didn't really pan out very well. And, of course, America won the Revolutionary War. America happened. Yay. And then in the late 1800s, or maybe it was mid-1800s, don't quote me on that. In the 1800s, there was a series of floods, and one of those floods was so grand that the course of the river actually diverted to follow a nearby tributary, so that all of a sudden the town was no longer in the east side of the Mississippi River. It was now on the west side of the Mississippi River. Of course, by this point, Illinois and Missouri both gained statehood. And it's been kind of a long-standing precedent that once a state's boundaries are set, an avulsion of a river, a sudden change, does not change that state's boundaries. So yes, right now we are west of the Mississippi River, yet we are in the state of Illinois. I say we, I'm the only person in the car, but you, the viewer, of course are living vicariously through me, having fun that many could only dream of, exploring geographic oddities. So now I'm going to turn to the north. Pretty sure it's north. Everything's probably not perfectly north-south in this island. And go back towards the town of Kaskaskia. The original town was destroyed by flooding, so this town is the rebuilt town. There's not much left. But the Catholic Church in town has a date on it, I believe in the 1870s or 1880s, so I'm assuming that's when the town moved. And there's a handful of older brick buildings in town that match the style, so you have to assume that's kind of when the town moved. Now, those are all the historical buildings. The newer buildings are the ones people actually live in. I believe the large square building that looks like a school is property of the church. And I also believe that the house right next to the church is property of the church. Can't prove it, but one building has dumpsters right next to it that say Immaculate Conception, which sounds kind of Catholic-y to me, so probably part of the church. So we're going to go right past the town unless we turn left, which I will do. And I keep seeing this guy on a four-wheeler. He probably wonders what in the world I'm doing. Can't say I blame him. I'm not your prototypical tourist. I like strange, out-of-the-way things. Alright. So we're going to go right by the sign that welcomes me to historic Kaskaskia. I've already driven around the town a little bit, so I'm cheating in that I kind of know what's coming. We'll turn onto First Street here and go right by the church. Kaskaskia is also the home of what's called the Liberty Bell of the West, which the revolutionaries rang when they captured Kaskaskia back in 1778. Liberated it from those British redcoats. And there's a little building that is managed by the state of Illinois. There's that guy again, probably wonders what in the world I'm doing. That little building there is where the Liberty Bell of the West is housed. You can't go in, but you can push a button and the door will open. And then in the middle is a house. I don't know what it's for, but it's probably operated by the church, I suppose. Maybe a... There's the church in town. Back over there is the Liberty Bell of the West building. Sorry for the wind. Alright, now we're going to try to find out here if there is an exit from Kaskaskia Island going north. I know there is one going west. So we are doing some of what I call exploratory driving. And that's a term I just made up right now. Country roads, take me home to that place I belong. Extreme western Illinois. Something, something, take me home. Blobby blue. Alright, map. Google Maps is giving me fits here. Alright, I am facing mostly east. Not perfectly east. So I'm going to turn mostly north. Let's see what we can see here. Got a long straight road up ahead. It's 5 o'clock p.m. on October 16th, I believe, 2020. Yes, October 16th, 2020. That's the day I flew to St. Louis. Of course, the coronavirus pandemic is still a thing that exists, so I spent a lot of time in my car. But I did fly to St. Louis, wore a mask, took Southwest Airlines, and they're leaving the middle seats open. The plane only was maybe 40% full. I have a U.S. Bank Altitude Reserve credit card, which gives me 4 free Priority Pass lounge visits per year. And they do have a Priority Pass lounge. It's called the Wingtips Lounge. You can also pay to go in. I believe it's $38 a person. But one of my credit card perks, I got free breakfast. I stuck around, took a nap, got free lunch. got in the rental car from Alamo, which I was able to register online for like a pay and go thing. I'm not sure what you call it, but didn't have to wait, just, you know, got in my car and went. Now, I'm trying to figure out here if I have the ability to get off the island other than going through the town of St. Mary, Missouri. And I don't know the answer. We're going to find out, folks. I came in through St. Mary, Missouri. I'm trying to go out a different way. This is confusing. Is it going to have me drive on the levee? Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Don't you want levees to be dry? I mean, isn't that kind of the ideal? And I do not have a Chevy. I have a Kia Forte. That's my rental car. Oh boy, it's gravel. All right, hold on, folks. Hold on. Now the sign to my right says emergency vehicles only. So, yeah, we're doing some first class exploring here. Looking directly at the sun. I'll try holding it here. See if that helps a little. And there's kind of a zigzag in the road here. It looks like it goes over the old river channel. As best as I can tell. This is probably not a route that's designed for a Kia Forte. Probably more like a Hummer. So, well, folks, what do you think? I'm going to pause the video and look at the map is what I'm going to do. Alright, I'm back. I feel like I've come this far. Alright, so, I'm not saying I won't turn around in a little bit, but as of this exact moment, I'm going for it. According to the map on my iPhone, this all connects. What I do for you folks, and my own curiosity. I'm not really sure what I do if a vehicle comes from the other direction. This is a narrow path and I'm on like a ledge here. Alright, so according to Google Maps, or Apple Maps, right about now I'm passing back into Missouri. I'm crossing over the old channel of the Mississippi River. I'm guessing, oh, here's a little bit of water. So, I'll point the camera out my left window here in just a moment. Okay, so you can see down there, there's some water in kind of a culvert. That's the original channel of the Mississippi River, and here's out the right window, from the 1800s. Pre-1800s or during the 1800s. So I'm crossing into Illinois right now. Now, I have to make a sharp left turn in just a moment, and I'm not going to be in love with it. Again, not designed for a Kia Forte, but we're handling it. Yes, and the gravel quality has improved quite a lot here. Good, good. Alright. So now, I believe I can pull up I mean, I probably could have done this before, but I'll go ahead and plug in my destination to get back to my motel here. I hope it's not gravel too awfully
Starting
long.
route to Microtel Inn and Suites. In 3.8 miles, take a slight left turn onto New Bourbonport.
Please tell me it's not 3 miles of gravel. Probably is. But I did prove all the people who say there's only one road off and on Kaskaskia Island were wrong. All those people. Okay, it was one blog that I read. Don't even remember what it was called, but haha, proved him wrong. There's one tree in the middle of nowhere. Now, all of this land is a floodplain. I'm pretty sure these are soybean fields around here. Probably every 10 to 20 years, I bet this all gets flooded, but it's been dry. Drought conditions in Missouri and Iowa. And presumably Western Illinois also for a while. I'm probably going to have to wash the car before I return it to the car rental place, huh? Yeah. Sorry, got a little choked up there. So it is true there's only one way on and off of Kaskaskia Island that's paved. But if you're willing to do some pretty rough gravel roads, you've got other options. There's a combine off to my right, a John Deere combine. Chopping up those soybeans. I'm going to put the camera down for just a few moments here, folks. Alright, resuming on our gravel road journey here. Well, I said something like, I wonder what happens if I pass a vehicle. We're about to find out. So I'm going to pass a semi-hauling grain, or come and pick up grain, one of the two. So I will get well to the right here. He'll probably get well to his right. I think we'll be okay. This area is actually a little wider than some of the other points. We'll go nice and slow, and everything will be fine. My theory, I'm sticking to it. Oh, camera went crooked. See? Not a problem. Sorry, the camera's jiggling all over the place. And half of it is staring at the sun. So, in real life, it's a nice view. Not that much. Don't know how it'll translate to internet. Got a curve in the road here. An S-shaped curve. Those are always the dangerous ones. Hear about some. Sorry, shut the camera off by accident. Much easier on paved roads. Well, if anyone from not in America asked, what's it like driving on a typical gravel road in America? Now you know.
In 1 mile, take a slight left turn onto New Bourbonport.
Okay. Here comes another curve. Combine out in the field. A couple of trucks ready to haul some stuff. Adjusting camera positions here. Two-tenths of a mile till I turn on to Port Bourbon, or New Bourbonport Road, which I was hoping is paved, but I'm starting to lose my hope a little bit. I'm not seeing anything coming up that looks like a paved road.
Take a slight left turn onto New Bourbonport.
What is that? Like a giant pipe that fell down. Alright, apparently this is New Bourbonport Road. And
in 1.2 miles, turn right onto US 61.
It is not paved, but US 61 is almost certainly paved, right? Yes. I've been on it before, it is. So I started in the state of Illinois. I'm going to end up, well, I'm already in Missouri. I'm going to end up on a paved highway in Missouri. That'll be pretty awesome. Yeah, I can see the highway up ahead now. See cars going at more than 40 miles an hour. Telephone poles take me home to the place I belong. East Missouri, St. Genevieve, take me home. Unpaved roads, I hear a voice in the misty morning calls me, begging me to drive on a non-gravel road. Up ahead there is some pavement, which will be pretty nice.
In half a mile, turn right onto US 61.
Thank you, Siri, for directions. Straight up ahead is some railroad tracks, and then the highway, and then a grain elevator. My motel tonight is in St. Genevieve, Missouri. or Missouri, whatever you prefer. I have to yield for the railroad tracks. Railroad tracks. Some people pronounce it Saint-Genevieve. There is a lot of French heritage in this area. Alright, so I'm going to...
At the stop sign, turn right onto US 61.
Turn right on US 61 at the stop sign. Although since I'm making a right, it looks more like a yield sign to me. Stop if you're going straight or left. I think I hit the hang up button again, folks, so sorry. Don't know how much you heard, but I got done with New Bourbon Road, New Bourbon Port Road, and turned right on Highway 61. So we're heading into St. Genevieve, Missouri here. Getting close to dusk, that's why it's kind of a bluish color that you might be seeing. On our left are kind of like bluffs and a lot of trees, and on our right is mostly just farm fields. So, battery's getting low. Hopefully it holds up for 5 minutes here. If you like content like this, be sure to put a comment down below telling me. While I enjoy making driving with Dugroz videos, they get very few comments. And as always, please subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Alright, let's see how the rest of this drive goes. Much smoother now. Much, much smoother. US Highway 61, a nice paved road. I can use cruise control. Speed limit's going down to 35. I think we're going through a teeny tiny town here, or burb of some kind. Nope, we're actually coming into the outskirts of St. Genevieve.
In 1 mile, take a slight left turn onto State Route 32.
Just a slight left. I mean, don't make a big deal out of it or anything. There's a wedding party staying at the Microtel Inn by Wyndham here in St. Genevieve, Missouri on the evening of October 16th, 2020. Probably getting married tomorrow, which is October 17th, 2020. And I heard them in the lobby. I believe she said she's getting married at the Baptist church here in town, or a Baptist church. I also attend a Baptist church, so thumbs up. If you got married in St. Genevieve, Missouri, in a Baptist church on October 17th, 2020, please put a comment down below so that you'll know we stayed in the same motel on the same evening. How about that? But the car is filthy. There's a place called Weeks Restaurant, W-E-E-K-S apostrophe. There's a restaurant on the right called Lamb's Garden. It looks like it's in an old Kentucky Fried Chicken. However, it appears to be closed.
At the light, use the left lane to take a slight left turn onto State Route 32.
Okay. If you have a recommendation,
take a slight left turn, then turn left.
If you have a recommendation for a restaurant here, let me know. Oh, I can't see. The sun is in the worst possible position. But I'm going to be there shortly. Alright, we've just about arrived.
Turn left. Then the destination is on your right.
Remember, if you like this kind of stuff, subscribe, click the thumbs up button, and put a comment down below. Thanks, folks.
The destination is on your right. Microtel Inn and Suites.